How is it going, people? Welcome back to another episode of the Here's the Crack podcast. We're not in the flat today. We are in the studio because we just finished recording a guest podcast. And we'll get this bashed out. No bother.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Like the sunshine, let it rip. That was terrible. We were on a good roll there and I freaked out, guys. I'm sorry.
Let's just leave the segways to me, please.
Yeah, the swagways. Did you say swagways? Segways.
Another joke failed.
Just
stop.
Stop.
The role has ended.
Joke and feel. Two adjectives I'd use to describe you.
If you've been listening to the solo episodes the last couple of weeks, you'll know we've been asking Ross to guess where stag do is. So the last day we recorded, which was last week, Ross was in the flat and Brona said to me, she goes, I think I know Ross knows where your stag is. And I was like, what do you mean? And she was like, well, he was like, when we go away to 10, and then he says, or the stag do. And I was like, I actually didn't notice that. Funny. And I sort of left it. And then me and Ross were out golfing, and we're on the first hole, walking on the green, and Ross goes, oh, so when we go away to 10, and he's like, oh, or the stag do. And then walking off the green, I was like, you can't let it go now.
Because
I
Thomas
goes,
that he
so Ross,
did you know about this?
Yeah, he told me yesterday.
I was like, so Ross, when did you realise where we're going on the stag do? So in the last episode, we were like, oh, Ross, guess where we're going. To guess. And he's like, oh, I don't know.
10 Barbados.
And he's like, oh,
Ross knew
Salou or
right,
something.
like.
And he fucking knew.
Scumbag. How'd
So,
you find out?
Apparently it's
Enlighten
my
us.
fault.
It's
But it's absolutely not.
so here's the thing, right? I did know, and you can take the piss out of me all you want, but in genuine, I had good intentions not saying, because I'm shit at keeping secrets. But at the same time,
The secret was for you.
I had the best
for anyone else.
no, but I had the best intention not to say, because I knew you'd put effort into it, and I didn't want to be like, oh, I know where it is, like user stupid.
So what were you going to do whenever we told you? You were going to be like, oh,
Yeah,
surprise.
I probably would have just played it, because I appreciate the effort that you had put into it.
Tell us how you found out then.
So the other day we were talking about remember I had asked Thomas about the baggage,
And I sent it into the group
and I
chat
goes,
as well.
and no, this was beforehand. No, this was beforehand. So don't try and paint yourself as if you're on the ball, because you weren't, and this is what's got you in this sticky situation. So yeah, shut up. So I goes, Tommy, what's the crack with baggage or whatever? Like, did you say you booked another bag? And Thomas was like, yeah, I think so. And then he was like, I'll check it when I'm back from work here, or something along the lines out there. And then, of course, never got back to me. So me and Lucinda were sitting the other night, and I goes, you know me, stressing out. I was like, lad, I said, Lucinda, I was like, I wonder has he booked a bag or whatever. And then I was like, I don't know. And then Lucinda was like, did you not get a booking confirmation? I was like, no, because he didn't let us know where it was. So I was like, he's hardly going to send through a booking confirmation. And then it was sitting like half an hour later, and it goes, hold on a wee second. Remember whenever he booked it, he sent in a picture of his laptop screen, and it was like, it's booked off the Ryanair thing. I went, what? I think that said like priority or something. So I went back to the group chat and I pulled up the photo, right? At the very top, fly out FR5. It said the flight reference number on it, and I was like, oh. And then I did not blame you once, but like, bearing in mind this was like Sunday, I seen that. So like, we were obviously recording
up the reference number then.
Yeah.
You didn't have to do that.
I
See,
know, but
There you go. Because you said to me, you were like, oh, it said like TR or something. This is the flight reference number.
FR.
That's what I sent
Yeah,
in.
he just showed me that there.
Yeah, I just showed him.
So there's no hint to where we're going there. So you've looked it up. So
Yeah.
you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Not me.
See, that's what I gotta say. You fucked up by saying that in, which is fair enough.
But I didn't.
I know you didn't.
No,
really,
no,
like,
no,
but you
no.
did.
Let's.
But then
let's
you
be
shouldn't have went and fucking looked it up. It's supposed to be a surprise. You prick.
No, but right. Let's be.
Because I screenshotted and I remember sending and thinking, there's no way this says anything about Tenerife, so I'll send it in.
Let's be right. Let's be real here, right? Curiosity got the better of me. I am in the wrong, and I appreciate that. However,
shame.
like,
And then you're all like sitting there. Oh, I know you put a lot of effort into this, so I was gonna act like I was. You could have just not looked it
And
up.
it said about the cabin bags on that.
I know.
So you have looked it up.
Yeah.
There's no need to do it.
But it's done now.
You
But here's
bastard.
the thing, right? I found out that Sunday. and obviously I was gonna let it go, but like, he's realistically, he was in the golf course. Like, I love how you're taking this tone now, because on the golf course he was like, "Lad, we were probably gonna tell you next week anyway," and I was like,
Well,
"Right,
what I
okay."
had to tell you, but
Yeah.
like,
You couldn't have waited another week though.
ruined
Like.
it, like.
But what? Right. So if you were in my position, what would you have done?
I wouldn't know.
You'd looked
I
up.
wouldn't
Don't
have.
get on your high
He
horse.
wouldn't
You'd
even
looked
have
up.
cared about
I
the
wouldn't.
bags. He wouldn't have been stressing out.
Like,
I
I
wasn't.
can't even
I
remember.
wasn't stressing out about the bags. I just know Ryanair's so weird about like where you put like what baggage and stuff you have, and I was like, lads, like, tell me what you've done, and like I can plan accordingly.
You just didn't trust us.
No trust.
That's what it is, isn't it?
I do trust
Didn't I
you.
just
Haven't
accept-
even
You couldn't
asked.
take Tommy's word for
I
it
have.
that we
Have
have a
I
bag.
even asked about like the hotel or anything? Haven't asked anything more about it. I'm just like, I just know.
You probably
And
already
I did
fucking
say
know.
this-
Yeah, you just know.
I did say to Thomas the other day, I was like, if anything, it's made me 10 times more excited. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, right.
Convenient, isn't it?
Like, don't try and paint me out like the
Probably would have
Batman
said
here,
next
like.
week if we only told him before. Oh, it's made me 10 times more excited that I didn't know.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I didn't know.
But of course, it took Brona. It took Brona to rat me out. Like, she couldn't have
you
just
done it
thought,
twice, so
Yeah, I know. I done it. I knew I'd done it. I thought when I did it the first time, I thought they haven't heard. And in actual fact, I seen Shay kind of pick up, and I was like, "Oh, he's heard." And then I thought, "No,
I did, yeah.
And then I thought,
I remember,
no,
and I'm thinking back now, I did remember, and then I
then-
sort of thought, no, maybe
And-
not. Why did I think
So-
I actually meant to say that.
'cause
But I
you're-
thought maybe like you'd
you're-
already told him, so I was
lad,
like, oh, fair enough.
your head swung round so quick because I went, "We were a tenner," and then you went. You immediately looked
Yeah.
at me, and I looked at Tommy, and I went, "Stag do." And then I immediately started talking about something completely different because I was like, "God, I don't want to be this person," even though I am. And then on the literally the first hole, we were playing golf the other day. The first hole, walked over, and it just like, that's why I'm so shit at keeping secrets.
Do you know what's so weird? That first episode we done where you done the guess thing,
Mm-hmm.
I kept going to you. Are you like, how many weeks do you think it'll take him to guess it?
yeah.
And I kept going 10, 10, 10,
Yeah.
10 or so. I kept going to say Tenerife. I said it about 50 times.
There you go.
Yeah, so
But like,
I don't know how you feel
obviously,
after that.
like, listen, I very much appreciate the efforts that you've put in,
It's too late now.
and I
no,
obviously.
you're not fucking going now.
But at the same time, you have to understand when you've got you two flipping twats going,
Hey.
you'll never guess. You'll never guess. Then when you see a flight reference number, you're like, I'm gonna show
You
them.
want to fucking bet.
No guessing there. Cheated.
But yeah,
Cheated out of it.
here lads, I'm excited, and this weather has only made me even more excited.
It's good too because I think this just ends like the week that we go.
Yeah,
So we just timed it perfectly. Like.
jetting off, got the wee tan and all sorted.
The rain will start, but we'll be going into the plane.
We'll be gone.
We'll be jetting away. And we've been talking about talking about like the logistics of it, like going to the airport. It just makes me buzzing. Like, absolutely
do that
buzzing.
again.
Like, just like,
Absolute
let's
door.
go,
But-
aye, like, let's go. The boys are getting out.
Pints early.
Release
morning
me.
pints,
Our airport opens at 4 o'clock.
Does it? The pint? The
The pint, yeah.
I don't think it does.
It does. I locked it up.
I know. But yeah, Burger King doesn't open at 5. The time we were there,
We'll not be there for
the
burgers, though.
security doesn't open to 4.
But
Airport security.
doesn't it?
No, because remember we went to America and we were there at 2:30.
There's no point us being there any earlier than that
No,
then.
because we went to America and it was 2:30. It opens at.
well, sure,
Or no, we were there at 2:30 and it doesn't. We had to queue till 4 o'clock till they open the security.
Times you say our flight's at like 7.
Well, she probably
Five-
fucking know. Like.
5
How do
to
you not
7.
know?
She've locked it up. What are
I
you
know
asking
that.
me
I know
for?
that. I've already contacted the pilot.
Stag do it on
5
board.
to 7. So what time would you need to be there for? Like 4?
So, but yeah.
You'd
Four-
be there
four,
for
5
you'd
to
be there
7, you
just
need to be there
before
5 to
4,
5.
Get through security, there for the bar opening, and we
Yeah.
go.
Get a bit hard in the bar.
2 hours.
Happy. Just buy. We'll go to the off license and just buy a pint of fucking vodka or something.
Big
Soupy.
man.
Yeah.
Scoop back.
Drinking
No
in the
messing.
road.
There we go. I'm excited.
I don't know though, like worried like. There'll be no sleep though. I just think we're going to be wrecked.
See,
Sure, we'll go
here's
for a
the
nap
thing.
whenever we get
Here's the
there.
thing. Yous call me a stressor.
Yeah.
I think he's stressing out about this. Like,
I'm not
it's-
stressed.
just
the
doesn't
fingers
add
are
on.
all point. The
It's just-
fingers all point at me.
It's
But
just
whenever
the
you're like,
first
oh,
day, like, cause like the flight, we're gonna be leaving for the airport at like 3. Like, we're not gonna be going. We're not gonna be sleeping realistically, like, or will
I'd say we'll take a nap the first day. Like. Once the sun hits you, you're too warm, and then you'll be like, "Oh, it's bedtime for an hour or two before we go anywhere." Like.
Don't know. Couldn't say it. Hey.
I just have full
What do you
intent to
see?
go for it. Like,
I
It's
couldn't
funny
say-
how he's saying this. Mister fucking falls asleep on
yeah,
fucking anywhere. Like.
yeah. You talking to me?
No, him.
So I figure
We're not sleeping, lad. We'd be fucking the first one sleeping as soon as he's in the hotel.
I'm just worried about sharing a room with him. Oh my god, his snoring. It'd be like flipping Sam Fender in Dublin all over you, and I'll wake up and he'll be watching some World War II documentary about tanks. Like, this just really puts me to sleep, so it does.
Blow me up.
But I'm excited. But yeah, I think you stress enough about this. Like, it's been the one topic of conversation. It's like, lads, I don't know. Like, do we sleep before? Like, just do what suits you.
That's Mr. Chill.
Stop stressing, man. Here, Holiday Ross, activate it. I'm gonna be no bala.
Sun's out, Holiday Ross.
Sun's out, absolute. You're gonna be like, what will we do? And I'll be like, lads, just chill out.
Don't do, just do.
Just live. And then as soon as I get back off for playing in Ireland, I'll be like, where's the car?
Mode activated.
Work tomorrow.
But good vibes anyway.
Lovely.
Pass my order down.
What did you had discussion topics for us,
Schofield,
Mr. McKeown?
Part 2.
Schofield Part 2.
So he's done this interview now.
Right after we done the solo podcast, like the timing, they could have told us.
Awkward vibes, like.
Weird interview. He looks terrible.
Vaping away. He lost Mary on the go. Let's go.
That was a weird
Schofield
prop.
Stressed out.
That was a weird prop.
What do you think he was trying to do there? Like the man's been on breakfast TV for years. Fucking no vape in his hand. Like, why did he need one for that? Like?
Just probably stressed to the max.
Well, he's obviously not going to come on. He's obviously not going to come on. What was it? He was doing Good Morning or whatever. Yeah. Like, he's obviously not going to come on Good Morning and be like,
this morning.
Pass me the Lost Mary.
That's what I mean. No, like he's been able to resist.
I know, but I would say the BBC have been like, we're coming to interview you, and he's just been like, I'm going to do whatever the frig I want, because like you know, we're being accused of potentially interfering with a minor, and it's like, how bad? Like, I've got a Lost Mary.
He's being accused of grooming, like.
Yeah.
Let's put it.
Yeah, I know. But like, how you know.
It's just it's hard to know. It's hearsay. Like, there's no real facts. One of those things. Like, I have a feeling more stuff's gonna come out throughout the next weeks and stuff. But it's weird. Like he's paying for your buddy's lawyers and all. Like, which is a bit iffy to me. Like,
how do you know this?
Because he said in the interview.
Right.
Yeah.
He's paying for whose lawyers?
The buddy he's potentially. He had the relationship with. Like, but like he says that only started when he was like 19, 20.
Right.
And he got him the job, and he was like. Basically the gist of it was like his mate asked him to come to that like drama school, which is where the photo was taken, and then the whole Twitter thing was like he asked me to follow him, and he's like I follow like 11,000 people, like why is this a big deal? And then he was like, and then he messaged me about career advice on Twitter or whatever, and he was like so what, am I not meant to do that? Like he was just asking for advice to give him a bit of advice, and then he asked could he come in for work experience, and he's like yeah. Like he's sort of as if like I helped them out. Like I don't really feel like I've done anything wrong.
Yeah.
And apparently nobody knew. He said like nobody knew. And there was like an investigation, and they both like were saying no. Like they both lied, and he was basically like if you've the two people involved in the relationship lying, saying it's not true. Like how are you meant to get the truth out of it?
What did they lie about? Sorry,
being in a relationship.
Right.
Oh, they were both saying they weren't in a relationship.
Yeah, so like when the investigation, and because like basically like the interviewer was like the investigation, like how in depth was it? Like, you know, if they didn't find out the truth, like it couldn't have been that in depth. And he was like, well, like if you're interviewing two people and they're both lying, like, you know, like they're both matching their stories up, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But what's the court case over? Like what's the
grounds? I don't know what the court case and all is about. Like I don't know if there's like an actual court case happening, but it's more just like he's being accused of grooming, like. And apparently the young boy just wants it all to go away. Like he doesn't really care.
Is that a legal thing though? Like, can you pursue someone legally through that? Like,
well, grooming is obviously illegal. Like,
yeah,
like it's abuse.
It's a hearsay thing, isn't it? It's like, how do you prove it?
It's like, is that the case? Like,
but here's the thing: we've got to this stage now where like any sort of activity could be, and I think in most cases, especially within the realms where he operated in terms of Philip Schofield and the power that he had. I'm not saying, I hate this phrase, you should have known better, but you should have been more smart. You should have been smart. Like realistically, if a 15-year-old is, or whatever age he was, a minor, is essentially being like, oh, can you do this? Can I mess? You should be going, listen, no. Because I'm just covering my, and it's probably like something that hindsight's an amazing thing, but like there's the side off it, whereas did he know what he was up to, or It's just being smart.
Like, it could just have been like getting on the relationship with him was the bad shout. Like he
Yeah.
maybe genuinely was helping him out,
Yeah.
and now he's got in a relationship with him, and now it looks bad. Like
It doesn't look good. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you should just, like, I just think, like, people in this world, people in the position that he is in should know, like, you cannot keep things a secret. Like. It's impossible.
the truth always comes out.
It'll always come
But
out.
then the issue is you have like Eamon Holmes who's saying like everybody knew,
Yeah.
and then you have him coming out now doing this interview saying nobody knew, like
Yeah.
nobody knew,
Yeah.
and apparently they got caught out. I don't know what happened.
So what did he come on as, like a runner?
He was like, it was like a runner type thing, and then like Eamon Holmes has basically done an interview saying like he was getting these like unheard of promotions,
yeah.
like he was doing interviews and all. But like
Yeah.
all they say like, oh, the wee lad's like a really great
Yeah.
lad, and like he says him and Ruth are sort of like
friendly with him.
friendly with him,
Yeah.
and Ruth still speaks to him and stuff. So it's like, imagine he's going through a shit show of a time. Like,
Yeah. Why is Eamon Holmes only piping up now? Why did he not say something at the time if he did? I know she's
I don't
went ahead
know.
and
Like,
said
you don't
she's...
know if they signed NDAs or what. Like, you don't know. Like,
Yeah.
like that's the thing they asked. Like, if the wee had signed an NDA, like,
Yeah.
and he was like, no.
You worked on some BBC shows, Aaron. What's like runner vibes? Like what's the crack with there? Like, is there anything?
Have you been groomed?
Have you yourself been?
I have not been groomed.
He wouldn't be working here if he'd been groomed, would he?
I've been groomed here.
We're doing them.
Like, what is the crack there?
What's the crack with?
What do you think
Being-
about the whole like logistics of the situation? Like, do you think like the likes of the promotion is that unheard of? Like,
Yeah, like becoming a runner on the BBC or ITV is pretty much through someone who already works there. So that's not weird. That's pretty normal.
Yeah.
I know plenty of people actually who work for This Morning who got in through Eamon Holmes.
Yeah.
But Eamon Holmes
Aye.
Oh.
I'm not saying that, aye.
Eamon Holmes didn't make them a junior producer and write them.
Yeah.
Is that what he was, a junior producer? Then?
I'm not sure what he rose up to, but he rose up very fast. Like, it takes years
Yeah.
to get through.
To even get your
That
name
sort of
out there,
thing.
probably. Like.
And you have to go through, if it's I'm not sure how it works for ITV specifically, but if you're doing it through BBC, you have to go through the BBC portal, even if you're already working within the BBC. So you can't just have somebody go here, fucking
Yeah.
here's a job, like,
Yeah.
you know, and it does take a long time. Like, I know people who still live over in England now that are working in the BBC, and they've been working there for a long time, and they're still production assistants or page turners. They're making 14 quid an hour. They're not making a lot of money, and they've been doing it for 6 or 7 years. Like, the promotions
Yeah.
don't come that quick, you know, especially for someone of that level.
I think the thing is, though, when
Like,
it comes
would
to, like, you've obviously alluded to there, like, you know, people knowing Eamon Holmes and stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with giving
No.
someone an opportunity.
No.
But like, it's like, that's not like, that's like turning around, like, your dad owns a business, and like, not saying, you know what I mean, but like, that's the
Oh,
equivalent
this
of someone
gun.
going like, oh,
Oh,
here,
no.
I want to get into welding. And your dad being like, right, we'll come on to the workshop and we'll see. Like, do you know, there's nothing, like, I would never turn around and be like, here, pull the dodgy activity.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you're
That's like
like
any job,
common
though,
sense, like.
Like, it's like, I don't think there's anything wrong with like giving them the I don't like. I think, like I said, there the issue is the relationship, like that, because the whole thing with Grayman is like he's in a position of power, like. So the way it could be is like basically he's got him the job experience, he's got him promoted,
Yeah.
and then he's coming to him and he's like putting the moves on him, like, and he's like, oh well, he's given me all this stuff, so if I don't do what he says, I'm
Yeah.
fucked. So that's what it is, like that's Grayman, like.
Yeah.
So it's like the issue here is probably getting in the relationship, which is a huge mistake, like.
Where it's at the minute.
Has fucked him, because if he hadn't have
Yeah.
done that, like you said, it wouldn't have been a big thing. Like, it
Yeah.
would have just been like, well, what he give him an opportunity, like, you know.
What after watching the interview, what's your thoughts now? Because to me,
I
I
don't
think
know,
it's
like,
I think people just need to let off.
I think, I don't know, it's a difficult one, because it's like we were obviously talking about it. Like, one of the first thing he says was like, "Oh, I know how Caroline Flack felt now,"
Yeah.
and I think that's a bit, you know.
I'd
I
say
can
they're
sort of
Definitely shouldn't have said that.
It's going to rub people up the wrong way.
like,
or
it
it's
was a
gonna-
completely different situation, but like I sort of get it, and the point from like now with social media, like everyone's going in on him, like everyone's like calling him all the names under the sun and saying he done this and that, and like at the end of the day there's no proof,
Yeah, he
Yeah.
could be completely innocent, and people have said these things, like. And
do you know.
he still has to listen to them, like, whereas the people saying there's no repercussions for them. Like.
It's a weird one, like.
Yeah.
And then you look at the Mason Greenwood situation, like
Yeah.
that was fucking bad, like.
Yeah.
Like there was evidence and all released to the press which shouldn't have been, like, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
and he's got away free, like, so
But his career's ended, like.
well, don't think
Yeah.
so. I think he'd probably be back playing football this season.
But still, like, being out for football for like 2 years.
I know, but like
it's-
Philip Schofield's never going to get a job again. Like,
Yeah.
he's fucked. Like that's done. Like. There's
Yeah.
no way. But like back to what you were saying, Aaron, like just to like get a bit of context, this guy was like 20 years old, like, so it's pretty unheard of. Like being presented this morning and all. Then
Yeah, it's pretty unheard of. Can I also add that it's pretty recent. It's maybe only like in the last 5 years, but like it is a rule in the industry in television and film that someone junior, no matter how junior, but this guy's came in at the bottom level,
yeah,
cannot have a relationship with
Oh, really?
somebody who is higher up. That cannot happen. That's like an industry wide rule. That cannot happen.
yeah.
And usually when it does happen, but usually when it does happen, it somebody will leave and go somewhere else,
yeah.
Mm.
and then they'll continue the relationship. So no matter what way you think about it, they did break the rules.
Yeah,
And
policy.
the other interesting thing about it is not to go too deep, but somebody from ITV knew because they got separate cars into this morning from Philip Schofield's flat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not only did they break the rules, but somebody high up in ITV allowed them to break the rules.
But that's what Eamon
So-
Holmes said.
That's why it's so weird. We can't obviously come out here and say that he's a groomer, like, because you're right, there's no proof. But at the very least, there's a culture within the industry that's allowing this to go on where it shouldn't go
Like
on.
that, the rules, the company rules were like
I think
broken. Basically,
I think the thing to say is, and I think in the wake of all this, and we obviously have to consider that we have a platform and people can take what we say seriously and whatnot. So I think we can, obviously, we don't take anything very seriously, but at the same time, when it comes to a lot of this stuff, like the series of events is just too weird to not make the accusations.
no,
We're not making accusations here because we don't know the full story.
The news,
But
like,
yeah,
but
so
like we're saying, like all the recruitment stuff, like nothing's been proved, like, but
Yeah.
at the same time, he obviously shouldn't like getting on the relationship with him. Fuck them, like.
yeah.
And like Aaron saying, like it's like sort of like a bad thing to do within the business, like it shouldn't be allowed, like.
Yeah.
But then that makes sense because then from what the news and all said is like this wee boy, like what I don't even know his fucking name. He will basically left, like, so that
Yeah.
it seems like from what Aaron said is they've been caught out. One of the two of them basically had to go. Was obviously the wee lad, like Philip Schofield's big name,
Yeah.
like. And then from when he left, it seems he was going to go to the news, but then that's when Philip Schofield basically came out as gay because he was like having an affair with his wife with this boy, like.
That's the cover up.
Like
do you
that's
think,
like that's basically what Eamon Holmes is saying is like that wasn't like I want to just come out. That was like some the people are sort of conspiracizing that the Sun had the dirt on him because he done
Whose
that on
Sun?
the Sun newspaper
Oh right, I thought you went Phillips.
because he done the ITV like coming out piece and then like done an exclusive interview with them after, so it was sort of like did they know and they were basically like, you know, we're gonna print this or. But like it's all hearsay, like. You know, it's a fucking messy situation. Like the BBC interview and all, lost Mary in the hands.
That's what's weird.
Would ITV like on the news say anything about this?
I don't
Or are
know.
they staying away
I think
from
they've
it, or-
I think they have addressed
there
it
was
on
a
this
thing
show.
like they do this thing in this morning where it's like they'll like have like experts and all come in, like if it's like I don't know, like you know, like the money guy.
Oh,
what's his name?
Martin
Lewis.
Yeah.
Martin
And
Lawrence.
there was like Alison Hammond and Dermot O'Leary and two other ones, and like they were showing clips of the interview, and like Alison Hammond was in tears, like.
Yeah.
They did this on this morning.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And she was like, you know, was it so difficult because like I obviously love him and all and care about him, but at the same time what he done was wrong, and it's like I don't know how to feel and all this here stuff. like.
Yeah.
So it's like fuck. It's mad. Like and like
Yeah.
Alison Hammond, like she went
Yeah.
from like doing interviews and press junkets to now she's one of the presenters and
Yeah.
trying to spin it like her and Holly's best mates and all now, so it's a bit of a mess, like, but
I don't know.
It's a
I
fucking
just
shit show, like.
I seen a very short snippet of the interview the other day with him, and I was like, do you know what? I am actually like, I am shocked nothing untoward has happened here, because like he doesn't look well.
No.
And I think like it's like, what people can do wrong, and I'm not saying there's any excuse for what's happened. I'm not saying that, so like I'll make that very clear. But at the same time, like you look at the likes of, like, if something happened there, what do you do? Like?
Oh no. He goes to jail, like.
I'm
I mean,
more
yeah, if
meaning
he
I'm
topped
more meaning
himself,
like
like-
what you referred to the whole Caroline Flack situation.
Yeah, but
like,
that's the
serious.
thing. Like that's you know, like if that happens.
But then
like,
them media outlets are ruthless. Like they're not going to turn around and go, well, we're not like, you know, we're not printing an article on someone.
but
that's
it's
just
social
gonna make us
media and
money.
all as
Yeah,
well. Like about the death threats and stuff he must be getting. Like,
a bit mad.
what do you
like.
think of this morning, Aaron? Do you think they can come back from it? Like?
You've
I
been turned
actually.
off.
Oh,
Go on ahead.
I have actually thought about this, and I was discussing this with my other half. I think this morning will be, as a program, will be fine,
Yeah.
and I think the likes of Dermot O'Leary and Alison Hammond will also be fine. But I think for it to survive, Holly needs to go,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I know she's saying she knew nothing, but I don't believe that for a second. But I mean, again, that's hearsay. I'm coming out with very harsh allegations here.
Yeah.
But the she knew. We're gonna get like a cease and desist from Holly Willoughby's lawyers here.
Some
That
wee lad from Ballymades.
There, I'm piping up.
That would be good for views. Actually, bring it on. But as well as that, and more importantly, I think at least the top end producers and the person who actually is who owns This Morning, it needs to be got out from the top down. And I think the people who are making it, like just the normal production guys and girls, and the presenters who are currently presenting it, I think will be fine, and I think they can survive it. But the producers need to go, because the producers knew about it and they allowed it to happen. Same as the Ellen Show. The Ellen Show survived,
Yeah.
but the producers are gone, and
Yeah.
even Ellen stayed.
Yeah.
So
So like even Holly could possibly stay.
I think Holly could stay and it could survive, but I think the producers are done. This week, actually, the producers are getting hauled in front of Parliament to basically be like, why did you let this happen? Because it's not being talked about a lot, but the producers knew it was going on because they facilitated it. They allowed, not only did they allow it, but they created an environment where it was easier for it to happen.
Oh,
So
with the
that's-
taxis and stuff.
That's
Yeah.
with the separate taxis as well. Like they made it, they tried to keep it a secret and allowed it
Yeah.
to keep going. They didn't turn around and go, right, Philip, why's up, like.
We're
They
not
allowed
paying
it
for
to
two
happen.
taxis here.
So
Get
Yeah.
them.
I think the producers of This Morning, which is made by a different studio to ITV, so it's not ITV themselves, it's ITV Daytime Studios or something you call it, or something like that. I think they'll be gone, and you'll have a lot of really happy junior producers going up to
There's no
exact
chance,
level.
like.
But I think that's what's going to happen.
Advance, guys, get that coin.
You can only like imagine the working environment now, like with a whole lot of happening. Like,
Imagine
like
the
how-
day after, probably been all pitch or
like,
no
it'd
sign.
be
like.
so like, oh fuck. But like it's not even like did Holly know? It's like the public opinion is she knew. So like they're the people watching the show.
Yeah.
Like it's not even without evidence. Like it's like it doesn't look good.
Where would we be without a wee scandal?
But she must be raging. Because they were like a package deal, like, and she's
Yeah.
fucked him.
Dancing on
Or
ice.
he's fucked her, like, you know.
Not good.
So, yeah, moving on.
On the basis of TV, was on Netflix this morning.
Go
Was
there,
tr-
no.
What?
Read the thing
What?
about the sticks.
Oh, right. Wait, what?
The sticks.
Oh, right. Flip me.
Yeah.
Like, calm
Let's
down.
not go away. Let's
Um,
keep this together, guys.
We were talking about this the last week, but
It
basically,
also happened a couple of hours after we
yes,
recorded the podcast.
literally, a TV fraud gang were jailed for illegally streaming Premier League games.
Yeah.
Now, this was talked about a while ago, wasn't it?
Wait, you were talking about it, where?
Yeah, where I think the BBC, I don't know who it was, came out, the Premier League or something was basically
Dana
like,
White.
we're going to find you,
Was
whoever
Dana
you
White, wasn't
are.
it?
Like
in
the
the
Premier
UFC.
League have done that on like the Zone. Eddie Hearns came out and said it, and like Dana White's came out and said it. Basically, like the dodgy fire sticks,
Yeah.
or the boxes, or whatever the fuck you call them. Your stream, you can get movies, all football, all sports.
Yeah,
and
tell
it's like
me more. I
is
wouldn't
this-
know
How do you
about
know?
it.
read the news, lad.
Everything.
And it's like a certain amount a month. Like. So like that little dex, that was a tenner a month. Like.
Yeah, so the gang sold cut price £10 a month subscriptions, bragging they made money showing games not otherwise available to watch live in the UK because of blackout broadcasting rules. Their operation, described as the biggest so far, received more than 7 million from 50,000 subscribers.
What do you think of that blackout thing on the Sunday,
I
the
hate
Saturdays?
that, man.
It's shit.
So stupid.
Like, fair
man.
enough, but then, like,
Why
in Northern
did they do
Ireland,
it
like,
though? Like,
you can watch it. You can go down to Ireland and watch it. You can't get it in Northern
But
Ireland.
like, why did they do it? Like, what is the reason?
The
for
whole
it?
idea is that it gets people to go to the football, like, you know, pay the money to go to the Saturday game and actually go to it, and then get like the investment in
It's
the towns and the
Yeah.
like stadiums and stuff like that there, rather than everyone just watching at home and then there's going to be no fans in the stadium.
I
But
think
like, it's not.
But
It
you
wouldn't
can't
be
even
like
go
that
down
now.
to the pub and like
Yeah.
spend money there. Like, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, you're very limited.
I think the main front runner guy was jailed 11 years, and his wee minions were jailed like 3 to 5 years.
That's mental, isn't it? Like? But what? How,
Like,
did they
so
how
here-
much was it they made? Was it like?
Like 7 million or something. But like, here's the thing, it's like one of them things where like things are so dear now, and we're going through, and like, even who was it we were speaking to a while back, and they were saying in America
it's £5 for
it's
all
like literally £5 for everything. It's like, you know, like, you
all
just
the
have,
NFL, all the basketball.
but like, that's the thing, like, if you're making like, whenever that whole thing came out, everybody obviously crapped themselves because they're like, oh god, I have one of them sticks, I have one of them apps,
Yeah.
what are they gonna do here? But like, it's one of them things. The people doing it's probably not in a good position because they're obviously providing it. But
They're Robin Hood types, aren't they? You could say. They're robbing from the
But
rich
like,
and giving
it's,
to the poor.
it's so expensive to have. Like so,
Lad,
like I looked up.
Everything's a fucking subscription now.
Yeah,
like.
I looked up the Sky prices, right?
Yeah.
So these sticks, you can get movies, all the sports, and all on it.
everything.
So the Premier League is you need fucking Sky Sports.
Mhm.
You need BT Sports, and then around Christmas and all Boxing Day games, you need Amazon Prime.
Amazon.
Yeah.
So if you want to get a Sky package with Sky Sports and like for movies, Sky Cinema, and then BT Sport, it's £56 a month long,
And you don't even get Saturday games.
and that's probably discounted for like a starting package, like,
Yeah.
you know. So you're paying £56 a month for.
Half
Yeah.
the games.
And then
Forever,
yeah,
you know?
that's,
So
but
that's
that's
with
that
Sky and
includes
BT.
BT Sports.
Yeah.
Then you've also got Prime on top of that, so that's an extra what, £5-11 a month.
So for just Sky, it's £20 a month, but that's
Mhm.
discounted from 25
Yeah.
for like 18 months.
You only
like.
get like, yeah.
So like, and then you've got BT Sports 25, but it's discounted down from 30. You know,
That's
£30
for, like,
a month.
2
Like.
channels, isn't it?
That's just for like watching the football. Like.
That's fucking ridiculous. Like.
So like, you know,
And then after that you have your Netflix. Maybe you have your Disney
Netflix.
Plus.
What's
But that's
Netflix
what I was-
now, £10-12.
But like, they're making it impossible now to even the password share. Like that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying at the start of this. Like I went on this morning. We use Lucinda pays for Prime, and her mum and dad use the Prime in their house, and we use Prime in our house.
Yeah.
And Lucinda pays for like Disney Plus as well, and then she lets her parents use that. They pay for Netflix, so we
Yeah.
use their Netflix. So it's kind of like one of them like sort of sharing, but like there's nothing dodgy about it. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
right, we pay for that, you pay for that. Kind of makes everything cheaper. Like I went on this morning to watch another episode of that Full Swing, and it was like, are you on your home network? And I was
Yeah.
like, and then I clicked down like to try and get away from it. I was like, I'm traveling, and they're like, we've just sent a code to the person who owns the account to approve it. Like, so like realistically, are we gonna be doing that every time because like they're in a completely separate house. Then Lucinda's sister has the Netflix account, she's in London, and it's just like as I said to her this morning, like we're gonna need to pay for Netflix, like.
But that's
Which is
Netflix are
fine,
cracking
but-
down on that now because
Yeah.
they're losing so much money. Like Netflix, like the amount of password sharing and all, like they're
Yeah.
losing serious though. Like so,
It's stupid.
and
too,
they don't
like,
do ads or nothing. So like that's how Sky make their money, like through
Yeah.
the ads. So like without any of that, they're losing so much money.
But
Yeah.
it's like like you're paying for a thing to be yours. Like say for example, you buy a chair, can you not give it to your mate to use for a while? Like?
Yeah,
Like, where's the issue in that? Like?
Yeah.
How can they make only you use it like,
That's
when
the
you're paying for it for yourself?
IP addresses and all.
But like, here's the thing: Netflix, like, is it much to write home about? Like at the minute, like,
No,
like, can you honestly say you log into
I
Netflix
think
and go,
you
God,
could easily have one.
yeah,
Like I feel like I've got Prime, and then I think Bruno pays for Netflix, and then my mom pays for Disney Plus. But like, you go on to Prime and Amazon and Netflix, and all the films are the fucking same. Like there's the same shit on each one.
It's just little things.
It's just when the exclusive stuff comes out. Like when Stranger Things comes out, you're gonna want to watch it. Like, you know?
And like even like I was looking there the other day, like that new Chris Hemsworth movie, that Extraction 2 is coming out in like June, and you're like, well, I'd want to watch that. Yeah. But then again, if you had one of the dodgy sticks,
but that's what I mean. Like the likes of that, you're paying £10 a month, and you're getting average. Yeah. Or you're paying,
from a consumer point of view, it makes sense.
But it should be a bit of a wake. Like it's like, yeah, you can be like, oh, it's illegal, blah blah blah. But like the cost of living, like who's paying 50-60 quid to watch all the sports? Yeah. Do you know it'd probably be cheaper to go down to the pub?
Yeah.
If you go down to the pub and have a couple of pints, what's that like?
Or even a pint.
£10-12 4 times a week. It's just 40 quid. Yeah. Do you know? Yeah. It's just crazy. Like it's some just and then your Wi-Fi, like you're into like near 100 quid.
Yeah. Like that's madness.
Like it's crazy. Like it's, and then they're oh, it's fucking horrible what you're doing. Like it's
if you could only pick one, what would you pick?
What?
If you could only pick one streaming service, like if you had like you had ignored dodgy boxes, but like Prime, Disney, Now TV, and Netflix, what one would you pick?
I'd probably go Netflix.
I'd probably go Prime.
I don't think I have Prime. I don't really use Prime at all.
Prime, you get
I'd probably go Netflix. I feel like Disney's good, but I feel like I've already watched everything on it.
Yeah, Disney's a bit.
But they're all great movies on it. Like, but I've watched everything before.
The best shows are on Netflix. Like,
yeah,
the best movies.
Yeah, definitely.
But I don't know.
No sports.
Seriously, but I think it'll all change in a couple of years. Like I think like the Premier League will just have its own streaming thing. Like I think that's gonna happen.
That's what they should do.
Better. Like
they'll make so much money.
Yeah.
Like if you done 20, like you would probably pay £25 a month for a Premier League.
If I could get the Premier League, all the games, I'd probably pay like £10 a month. Like but like you've got Champions League on.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
FA Cup.
Well, the FA Cup and all's on BBC, ITV, like that's it used to be the thing with the Champions League was on ITV. It was free, like. No, it's not. It's BT.
Yeah.
It's like.
I feel like we're going backwards sometimes in society. It was like there was a time where like everyone
just
wanted
let me watch the football.
They wanted to be on the TV, like everybody. Now they're all just branching out into different avenues and trying to make their own fucking.
I don't know how YouTube and Amazon haven't bought more games.
Yeah.
It's gonna. I think the whole landscape of like the way things are presented and all is gonna change now. Like you even see like Soccer AM's cut now. Like it's not a show anymore. And there's this new Saturday show on fucking Saturday Social, you call it, and Sky Sports, and it's all like influencers, like YouTubers, like that come on it and like talk about football, and people watch that more now.
Yeah,
like more people watch Goldbridge, like.
Yeah,
like it's mad.
Yeah,
but like that's the thing. Like I think with YouTube now, more people want to be on YouTube. They want to create on YouTube. No, you if you want to do a movie on Netflix, like Netflix will pay. Like Netflix will be paying you. You know what I mean? Whereas people would nearly post stuff on YouTube because they have the AdSense. So if you post something that absolutely bangs on YouTube and it has AdSense and all on it, like YouTube are getting their cut, but they're also paying the creator. Whereas like the likes of like for Netflix, Netflix what have now got Kevin Hart, they've Arnie now on it, and then they have Chris Hemsworth, and then a couple other like sort of relatively like who have like signed.
Henry, that's why Henry Cavill couldn't do the Superman films.
Yeah, because he signed with Netflix.
Yeah,
but like they'll be paying them big dough to be on there. Whereas obviously with YouTube, like you could put stuff on, like you get bangs, you get your AdSense, bosh.
It's the freedom of it, like.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like it's everything's just getting so dear.
Yeah,
it's hard to know. It's worth risking it in my opinion? Is it not worth taking the risk and paying whatever £10 a month and fucking paying 50,
for the stick
60 quid a month?
Yeah, 100%. Because consumers aren't being no one's going to kick down your door and go you're illegally streaming. That's not the case at the minute.
Yeah.
But like in the like that could be something that happens in the future. So at the minute,
was it 50,000 people? Were you said to be used? They're not going to kick down 50,000 fucking doors.
But like, here's the thing as well, and that the people don't realize. See them 50,000 people. You've got rid of their streaming service. It's going to cost them £10 a month. There's about 50 other people here streaming the service out there, so they're going to go to someone else. So you've literally you've robbed Peter to pay Paul.
Yeah.
And as soon as that one's gone, another one's going to pop up. Though.
Yeah.
If they
Try
just
and get in the
made,
market.
like, if they maybe consider making it more accessible to people and they'll use it, like.
Yeah.
Do you know, it's like 50 quid a month, like 20 quid a month for Sky Sports. Like, what is mental? When you think of the Netflix and all and everything you get, like,
Yeah.
like you're going to be watching the football once, twice a week. Like, nobody goes and sits and watches every show. And, like, you don't go and watch Sky Sports every night. Like,
Yeah.
Do
You
know
see,
what I mean?
the operation made more. So this particular person, Mark Gould,
March Gold.
described by the
British.
judge as the driving force, was sentenced to 11 years at Chesterfield Crown Court on Tuesday after being found guilty of conspiracy to defraud, money laundering and contempt of court. The other one, so that's Peter Jolly was sentenced to 5 years and 2 months for 2 counts of conspiracy to defraud and 1 count of money laundering after concealing 500,000 in his parents' bank accounts. How could you conceal 500 grand in a
See,
bank
that's
account?
the issue, like, is like when you're making all that money
Yeah.
from that service, is like, how do you clean it? Like,
Yeah.
where do you put it?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't just be sitting like, what, like, how the fuck do you manage that?
Especially whenever it's probably an online payment too. It's not like you're getting
Yeah.
cash in hand.
Like, how do
Yeah.
how do you manage that? That side of things.
Yeah.
Like, that's
Madness,
weird. Like, that's like bound to get flagged up.
Yeah,
Easy. Like.
I
because
suppose
even
that's why people
yeah.
just banging into crypto and the likes.
Mm,
At least then they can say, "Oh, I made a wee profit in crypto here, taking it out."
it's weird, isn't it? Odd.
big setup though, big setup.
I only did loads of sky boxes and they were just like recording the games.
36 skyboxes
Yeah.
just plugged into each other.
Recording
So
the
they
games
must have
and
been
streaming
paying
them.
Sky a subscription fee then.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think they would have been paying them, and then they'd be duplicating
But
that
like
stream.
Sky's a bit. My mum and dad still pay for Sky, like, and I'm like,
Mm.
what are you doing?
Scam.
It's that generation. Like, my dad still loves Sky. Like,
Yeah, it's like,
so
oh,
he does. He watches golf.
but like my I said this to my dad recently. I was like, why don't you just can Sky and get something? And he was like, but your mum likes to record. I'm like,
You can still keep the
BBC
box.
iPlayer, ITV player,
Yeah.
4OD.
What
Go
do you-
on and find it.
What do you need? What,
Do you know what I mean?
Want, like? Mad, that's
What
mad.
more do you want?
When's the last time you recorded something? Like? Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
I remember when recording was the big thing, and then do you remember this, when you went to record something, and the next minute you clicked on something that was like, oh, you can't record this because it clashes with another recording, and you were like, someone's got to go. So
Or,
my
or the recording ended because the planner was full.
yeah, Hannah Montana for my sister always had to go in place of Phineas and Ferb. It's like, no Hannah Montana for you.
Get out of this.
But anyway, we'll be on the Stag next week. This time next week, after we put this out, will be the Stag. Are you
No,
buzzing?
it's
get
not.
it.
It's 2 weeks.
It's next Thursday.
Next Thursday, after this
Aye,
podcast
no,
comes
Thursday a week, like.
comes out. Yeah. So when you're listening to this, wish us luck. We're away to an unknown location.
Will it be
I
good?
wonder where we're going. Take your guess this week. Go, where do you think we're going, you fucking wanker?
Yeah,
But anyway, listen, thank you very much for tuning in. Until the next one.
Thanks.
Bye bye.
Thanks, bye.
Bye.